Hey there, keto people, tell me something. What's cold, creamy, and doesn't get rock hard in the freezer? Ding, ding, ding! If you guessed Carolyn's Perfect Keto Vanilla Ice Cream, you would be right. Give yourself a pat on the back. And today on All Day I Dream About Food, I'm showing you how to make this awesome ice cream from start to finish. So the first thing we need to do is make a batch of my sugar-free sweetened condensed milk. You may have seen me make this before. It's useful in a lot of recipes and I highly recommend it. So we start with 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to add 2 different sweeteners. First, I like to use powdered swerve, and this is 1/4 cup. And to help keep both the ice cream and the condensed milk from recrystallizing, I like to use some Boca Sweet. You could also use allulose or xylitol instead. This is 1/4 cup of Boca Sweet. And we're just going to whisk these together and bring it to a simmer over medium heat. And once you've got it going on a nice simmer, you're going to reduce your heat to low, and you're going to continue to cook it for about 30 minutes. We're looking to thicken it, make it more syrupy, and reduce it by about 1/3. Just keep it on a simmer, make sure it doesn't boil. And once the cream mixture has been simmering for about 30 minutes and has reduced, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, and you can just let that melt for a little bit. And we're going to add a little xanthan gum. Now, I definitely do recommend the xanthan gum because it helps not only the sweetened condensed milk, but it also helps the ice cream stay softer in the freezer. So it's just 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and you're going to lightly sprinkle it over and whisk it in as you go. That's how you make sugar-free sweetened condensed milk, and now we can start adding the rest of the ice cream ingredients. In the online recipe, I say to use another 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. That's delicious, it's super creamy, but let's be honest, it's a lot of fat and a lot of calories. If you want to lighten it a little bit, you can replace about 3/4 to 1 cup of the whipping cream with something like nut milk, coconut milk, something a little lighter, less calories. So I'm going to do 3/4 cup additional heavy whipping cream and 3/4 cup of this macadamia milk. Then we're going to add a little extra sweetener. So I'm putting in 3 tablespoons additional powdered swerve. And since it's vanilla ice cream, I'm going to add some vanilla extract. I'm going to do about 1/2 teaspoon, but you could do a little more if you prefer it. And we add a pinch of salt to help bring out the sweetness. Now I'm going to show you one final trick for getting scoopable keto ice cream, and that's actually to add a little bit of alcohol. You really only need a little bit of it, so we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons to our mixture. Now we need to chill the mixture before we can start to churn it. How long you need to chill it for really depends on your ice cream maker. Some of them have the canister that you have to freeze, and you really want a cold mixture to churn properly. So you want to refrigerate it for 2 to 3 hours, possibly even overnight. I happen to have one of the big compressor models of ice cream makers, and I only need to chill it for about an hour. So into the fridge it goes. Okay guys, we are back with a nice chilled mixture, and now all we need to do is pour it into our ice cream maker. And you just want to make sure to get it all in there, and anything that's kind of possibly solidified towards the bottom. Depending on your ice cream maker, it's going to take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to churn properly. So check on it every so often and go do your thing. Okay guys, we are done. The ice cream is churned, and it's about the consistency of soft serve, as you can see here. And that's perfect. Now we got to work quickly and get it into our container. Now, one of the things I find with home ice cream makers is that it's really hard to get all the ice cream off the churner and off the bowl. So you got to work fast, and I recommend having a couple of things: a small flexible spatula and maybe a small spoon to get into some of those crevices. You can see it's nice and thick on the paddle, and it really tends to stick to that a little. So you really got to scrape it down. And you're working quickly because it's melting a little even as you do this. And they always make these things so hard to get all the ice cream off of. And once your ice cream is in your container, get it into the freezer as fast as you can, and you need to wait a little while. It's going to take 4 to 6 hours to firm up into nice, scoopable ice cream. And because I absolutely hate to waste any of these expensive keto ingredients, I like to just lick the paddle for all the little bits that I couldn't get off when I was putting it in my container. Delicious. Now, I don't want to make you wait 4 to 6 hours to show you the final result, so I made a half batch yesterday in this little container, and I'm going to show you how scoopable it really is. This just came out of my freezer, and we're going to take a look. Oh, would you look at that? You can see me digging right into it. Perfect. And you get a nice scoop of ice cream. Nice and creamy, not icy at all. Absolutely perfect. Check it out, you guys. Perfect texture. Nice and firm, but still scoopable straight out of the freezer. Perfect keto vanilla ice cream. Now that's something worth screaming about. For this delicious keto recipe and so many more, please check out alldayidreamaboutfood.com.